Hello and welcome to CarNichiWa.com. Today we're back in Nagakute, Japan, and we're going to be visiting the Toyota Automobile Museum. This is a big museum, and it opened in 1989, and it basically traces the history of the development of the automobile. It's not just Toyotas, they have all kinds of cars in here, and they have great displays. We've been coming to the museum, oh gosh, for the last 24 years. Because just like Tokyo Disneyland, we keep returning because there's always something new to see. And now they've been remodeling the museum inside. They finished the second floor last year, and now they just finished the third floor. So let's go inside the museum. We're going to park over here. And by the way, we're driving a Toyota press car, one of our test cars that we have in Japan. It's the Toyota Voxy Hybrid. And be sure to see our story about the Voxy under our car reviews. It's a real super neat van. So let's go inside the museum and check out what's new, and come along and join us. This is the big museum where they have many cars on display, and it basically traces the history of the car from the beginning. In the background is the Benz patent wagon replica, and there are 3 floors to the museum, plus there's an annex building as well. The museum's having a demo run of the Benz patent wagon replica, and it's got all these unusual parts, including a shift brake lever, a water tank, a fuel tank, and it's really a cool replica. But to start it, starting it is actually quite an ordeal, because to start it, the flywheel must be turned by hand. So let's see how it's done. It's not easy. As a cultural and education facility for Toyota Motor Corporation, the Toyota Automobile Museum also has school children coming in to learn about vehicles, and they got a great chance to see the Benz patent wagon operating today, and hopefully this is the type of thing that they'll remember for a long time, and maybe all the cars in the future won't be self-driving after all. It's really fun. So now we're going to go inside the museum, and we're going to take a look at the new displays. We're going to focus mainly on the third floor display, which is new. And you can see we've got a giant Cadillac Eldorado here in 1959, and Mr. Nunagaki is going to talk about the new exhibit.
Car was mixed together in the same era. You see this kind of very big car, the fascinated tailwing car existing in the same time, this kind of micro car. We cannot be this at the same time. So 1950 to 60 is a kind of quite important time to rebuilding the car industry. Maybe this is a very famous one, so
yes.
No explanation. Compact European car and the compact Japanese car, and the American car in between.
Okay.
1959 made. The Cadillac Eldorado is also the same year. So huge car stopped, the tail fin boom, and but then start a new, very small car and with new values. So I'm thinking 1959 is a turning point year.
Oh, 1959, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Ah, Corolla.
So the you can quickly
First Corolla.
drive.
It's a picture opportunity. Thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Let's take a quick look at some of the Japanese cars here on display. This is a very cool early Land Cruiser. This is a 1957 Land Cruiser, and it's just in beautiful, beautiful condition. And now we're going to look at pretty much the extreme, which is called the Flying Feather. This is a very cool early Japanese car, and it's very, very lightweight, and you'll notice that the wheels and tires look pretty much like motorcycle tires. And this is just a very, very neat car. You hardly ever see it. And speaking of neat, this one is called the Fuji Cabin, which was one of the very cool tiny little cars you could barely fit 1 or 2 people in. And another neat thing about it is when you look at it from the front, it has that Cyclops headlight. Nothing else really looks like this. And then we go along, we get into some of the work vehicles from the era. This is a very famous Daihatsu Midget. And then we go along and look at some of the other cars as well from the era. And one that we recognize in America over here is the Subaru 360, which was one of the first Subarus actually to come to the U.S. And then we go along and we see a early Mitsubishi, and this orange car is also famous. It's a Toyota Publica. It's one of the early cars, and it also served as the basis for the Toyota Sports 800. And then we have the very, very famous, of course, Toyota Corona, and that was really the car that put Toyota on the map, made it successful in the U.S. too. So let's cap here with a Nissan, the Nissan Bluebird, and go back and talk to Mr. Nagakute.
The kind of the start time of the sports car, Japanese sports car. The Nissan, actually that was the start of the kind of history of the sports car from the Fairlady. And Honda, interestingly, they started their automobile history from the sports car. Maybe you know, so the S500 is
very famous. This is a 1964 Honda S500, and it's the little roadster that basically made Honda famous. This is a 1961 Lotus Elite, and it is looking really nice. Here's a display of 2 Toyota iconic sports cars side by side, the Sports 800 and the fantastic 2000 GT.
Yeah, this year actually the 50th anniversary of the production, the starting production of the 2000 GT.
Yes. This is a gorgeous 1968 2000 GT. Be sure to see our separate video where we check out all 5 2000 GTs in the museum for the 50th anniversary.
So, in this corner, you can see the kind of compare area with the Japanese car, Japanese sporty car, and the European and American sporty car over here. The first generation Mustang and the Jaguar E-Type. I think it's in this area, maybe the engineer of this car was kind of get some influence each other. But at the end, they made the original. It's a unique car.
So this is a very interesting car, this Silvia.
Yeah.
We didn't have this in the United States, and it's a very dynamic design.
Yeah.
Almost looks Italian. And then, of course, the Mazda Cosmo and the Fairlady.
To be year 1960s. Please relax this year.
That's amazing. Wow, look at that. This is like a lounge. We've got the chair design, we've got the cars, we've got little art we've got the music too. There's a Corvair here on display, a nice one, a 1960 with some accessories on it, fender skirts and such. Now the Celica, that was, would you say that was really Toyota's first very successful sporty car?
Yeah.
It's not a sports car exactly, but it's more like a Mustang style.
Yeah. But in the same time, they kind of trying a very unique and a new way of the making design, especially for example the front area. So already in this times they establishing the kind of integrated bumper. And so also this is the important time to the kind of starting the two-box car, two-box compact concept was started. This kind of Renault Thanks and Golf and iconic car. This time the SUV or minivan became the kind of the main player instead of this average sedan car or two-box car. Well, of course, the two-box is still major, but that kind of car was previously the kind of business usage was the main. That purpose of the kind of getting more for the people.
So we can see there's a, it's called a Hilux Surf, which in the US is the Forerunner, and the Estima, which we call the Previa. So we're really getting into kind of more of what's happening today with the vans and the crossovers, not so much the truck-based crossovers, but definitely things are evolving still.
The Subaru, that started the passenger car-based four-wheel drive car. I think this is a kind of the start point of this kind of category. And then don't forget the important four-wheel drive again. So this is the start area of the Lexus. Of course, the LS first generation is a kind of
You know, many people in America still drive these cars. They were built, they just keep going. They're, you know, incredible quality, just amazing. And I just found out some very interesting information about one of the most successful Lexus vehicles of all time, the RX. Could you say what you said again regarding the RX? Your position?
Yeah, I was the chief designer of this car.
My goodness. Congratulations, because this car, its successor, I think continues to be the top-selling Lexus in the US, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you very much.
The RX. Here we have what is perhaps the grandson of the 2000 GT. It is the Lexus LFA from 2009. Simply amazing sports car, and it's right here at the Toyota Museum. Talk about important. Here's the first generation Prius.
So a museum curator also thinking this era is a kind of the deja vu area if you compare to get with the 130 years before. At that times many the energy source car is a steam car, electric car, and gasoline car was mixed together on the road. But again, this history was
absolutely, and now we're getting into the future.
Yeah, so no one knows the future's success car, but some of the hint is here.
Now let's go over to the Annex building, a separate building, and check out some of the neat things over here. Oh, okay, so we're in the Annex building, and these are some of the vehicles that were on the third floor of the main exhibit. So these are pretty much historic Japanese cars.
So you see, this car, 1600 GT, is the same era of the 2000 GT.
Oh, that's right.
And they use some of the same parts with the 2000 GT.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
But, the seat and the same form of the door handle. You can see from the...
Huh. I had no idea. Look at the badge. Even the badge looks similar.
Yes.
1600 GT. So this is a Corona?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not called as Corona, just 1600 GT. And it has a twin cam engine.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about this car. Huh.
You see the steering wheel is quite similar to the 2000 GT.
Oh my gosh.
And the seat.
Look at that.
Yes.
This Celica looks familiar because it was very popular in the States, and the fastback design with the small bumpers really looks very, very neat.
This is a special room for the old books, and this is called the Special Collection and Archives. And this room is especially keep the same humidity, almost 50%,
Wow.
around 50% to 52%. Yeah, but this is special issues. You see, this is the papers printed in lead ink.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Auto car.
Yeah, but this is evidence, quite important evidence of this car was the first contact of the Japanese people and the automobile.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
La France automobile.
1908?
Yeah.
1908. Okay, yeah, you can see. Now, they actually went to France? Is this Japan or this is here?
It's imported to Japan.
Oh, okay, so this is here.
Yeah, so introduced to Japanese people.
Oh, wow.
From time to time, they are restoring this kind of old books.
Oh, it's being restored. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry, that was from what year?
The oldest one is the early 18th century.
Okay. I noticed the gloves, the white gloves, of course.
Yeah.
You have to wear the gloves in order
Yeah.
to touch it because the fingerprints have oil. That's where the term white glove treatment came from. New Cadillac.
Yeah. New Cadillac.
I'll be darned. And that's from 1930.
Yeah, age of the 1930.
30s. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all of my explanation in Japanese, but very old style.
That is very incredible.
The museum also has a new cafe called Cars and Books, where you can come over and get a latte or grab a brew and pick up a book and have a seat and relax and learn about all sorts of neat automotive-related things.
Maybe many people can relax here, and special explanation about this floor.
The floor?
You see, this wooden floor,
Uh-huh.
actually it's wood made in Toyota forest.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
the protection of the Toyota.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know. That's in Nagoya?
Not Nagoya, but nearby Nagoya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this is new wood? It's not old wood, right?
Yes.
Old restored wood. This is actually not laminate, but it's actually
It's the pressed wood.
pressed wood.
Yes, and especially pressed, so the high pressed.
Wow. it's
So
just
then the surface of the wood was quite hard,
Uh-huh.
but we wanted to keep this kind of natural texture.
It's the James Bond 2000 GT. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing me to sit in this incredible place. I'm sitting where Sean Connery was. Can you believe that? Isn't that amazing? This is once in a lifetime, gang. It doesn't happen very often. So everyone, please come and see the Toyota Museum. They have fantastic things here. Thank you so much for joining us, and look for our full story on CarNichiWa.com. Thank you, Mr. Nunagaki and Mr. Hamada. Really appreciate it.